On this episode, why deals don't close. Hey everybody, this is the Quarter Show, and we're talking about the number one reason that deals don't close. What is it? What do you think it is?
You.
I'll give you a second. Think it over. What is the number one reason that deals don't close? Now, slightly subjective, you may disagree.
Budgets.
Is it budgets? I don't know. This is my opinion. Now, I've been involved in probably $4,000 to $5,000 different deals. I have seen this come up over and over and over again. I wrote it down right here. You have the wrong person at too late a stage, and now you are stuck. Okay? You have the wrong person at too late a stage. You've taken the wrong person too far. Okay? So we all know the cliche, we all know the decision maker, the power, the authority, the person who signs, blah, blah, blah. But what you've done in order why a deal won't close or why you're stuck, you've taken the wrong person, not the right person, not the person who has the authority. You've taken the wrong person and you've taken them down the stages too late in the stage. Now, when I say stages, when you look at your sales cycle and you look at how many stages there are, initially you have discovery, let's say, you have proposal, you have proposal review, you have selling and handling, you have asking, you have closing logistics, so on and so forth. You've taken this person, you've strung this person along, and you've taken him down the stages towards asking, closing. You're trying to close and sell the wrong person. You have the wrong person at the wrong stage, right? Too far along the stages. You should have pivoted. You should have found out way early in the game and pivoted, grabbed the right person and taken them all the way down the sales cycle, the sales process, the sales stages, okay? In my experience, running teams, doing sales, doing all my own stuff and working with the team and stuff like this, seeing deal after deal after deal. I mean, I've consulted so many freaking deals, and it's like this item comes up so many times. Now, I've read in other sales books and material and people like that, and some people say number one reason they don't close is they were never asked or they didn't do it. Like, the asking thing's fine, but asking doesn't mean anything if you have the wrong person at the wrong stage. It means nothing. You can ask them as much as you want, right? So the truth is, you have to look at this and you're like, look, if you have the wrong person at the wrong stage, you aren't closing anything. And this comes up more than almost anything else that I've experienced.
This is huge. This might be our most important video, honestly, in terms of sales. This is like, this is the kind of thing where here's the trap. You're gonna have a great phone call. You're gonna have a great interview, and you're gonna get a lot of expression from your prospect of, I love it, I want it, etc. All these things, and we've all had lots of these. And you can have them with the decision maker, you can have them with not the decision maker, but when you have them, if you don't find out if that person can sign a piece of paper, can give you a credit card number, can move finance, can generate a PO, whatever is needed to actually move it into motion. And the thing is, there's lots of subtleties to this. This isn't dangerous. There's nothing bad about this. This is just a fact and a truth. You might have someone who might even be the person who's going to receive your product and use it and need it. But if you don't have the person who can actually give the nod and give the okay, you have to get them into the cycle. You have to bring them in. So that's why early on, because if you wait till late, if you wait until you're like, hey, I'm calling you again, Fred or Sally or whatever, and and it's all gummed up and it's locked, and you're like, well, I guess the ball's in their court, which you should never say. You know, whatever you start to think, it's just not going anywhere. Guaranteed, you've got the wrong person. So you need to make inroads at the same time with a decision maker. I probably have 5 on my lineup right now where I'm like, I started in, everything looks fine, and then I reach a point where I go, this person cannot sign off, and I've had to come back and like go above and start to work the decision maker and work it. And it's not like, because here's the thing, you're gonna start to think, what I've got to do is now I'm going to have to be rude to this person who I've been working with. I'm going to have to be rude. It's so rude to now go and call the CEO or the COO and to talk to them, and now I'm going to start selling them. It's not quite like that. Here, the play is more something like this. You've gone as far as you can. Maybe you've taken it further than you should have, right? And you find out, you go, frick, whoops. Okay, same time you communicate to them, email, call, can't wait to start, this looks great. Hey, Fred or Sally, who's the CEO or whoever's above, been working great with Justin or Jenny, been working great, doing so good. Listen, I wanted to put in a call to you because this project is going to be fabulous, but I have the sense that you probably need to give the final green light, the thumbs up, the head nod, right? So I want to put in a call to you, totally as a courtesy, introduce myself, answer any question you have about our company, and I'm going to send you over a proposal, the proposal that I've had in front of this person over here, just so you can see it too, because I think you might need to give the little nod here on this thing. So here, blah, 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 right? And you make your inroads, and it's not an ignoring, it's not a brush aside, it's nothing like that.
But on that point, the interesting thing is that if you've taken it too far, the reason you're stuck. So Ben's talking about a handle at that stage, but the truth is that you should never be there in the first place. But it's a great handle. But if you've taken it there, it's awkward and you're stuck and you're limited in plays. If you've taken the wrong person too far, you're so invested with this person. You've built a relationship with this person. You're so invested that it's super awkward and very difficult and takes a lot of tact to get around that person and now get to the other person. You're going to probably blow it up. It's probably going to blow up in some way. There is a way to do it. Ben's describing, one way to do it, but it takes a surgeon to figure out how to do that. You should never be there in the first place. You invested too much and too long in the wrong person. Back at the beginning of the sales cycle, at discovery, you should have pulled the information. You should have done your homework and asked the right questions and done the different things where right then and there you got an agreement, you found out who the right person was, and you made the right pivot, and you got the right person involved right at that stage, and then you take that person all the way through. That's what you should have done, because then you're not fully invested with this person, you're fully invested with this person, and you take them all the way there, and then you ask and close. It's very seamless. But if you take this person and you don't confront this person, you don't get there, and you take them all the way there, you're so invested, it's very difficult. And the truth is, it's explosive. You're stepping on eggshells. You can make it around that person. You can get the other person. But the probability of blowing and the probability of messing it up is much greater, and the length involved in closing the cycle, the effort involved in closing the cycle is much, 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 much greater than had you gone at the very beginning, at discovery, gone to the right person, pivoted, and taken the right person through the sales stages. Had you done that, you would have been smooth sailing, you would have shortened the sales cycle and increased the probability of selling and closing it. That is the truth. But the effort involved in doing the other thing, it's longer, it's more effort, it's more stuff, it's more follow-up, it's more back and forth, and then heaven forbid, if you have to bypass or you have to pivot at that stage with the wrong person, you're asking for trouble. And the probability of it not closing and blowing up is incredibly high.
Right, and so, and what he's talking about right at the beginning, and so that's why you want to find out at the beginning. And look, there is an awkwardness to asking a person who is a professional in their work, who actually signs off on this, who's really in charge over there, is kind of what you're asking. So there's a level of awkwardness. So you need to, and I'll get back to this, but the awkwardness of going around them later is much higher.
Oh my gosh.
Than figuring out what to say at the beginning. So you need to write down, if you need to write down when I get to that point in my conversation where we've had a great discovery, we've established the need, I've told them how much what it costs, how it all works, and they love it. Have it written down if you need to. This is what I'm going to say at this point in the conversation, to ask the right questions, to find out who else is involved. And write something down that you can say that's polite, that gets your question answered, because some people don't really want to answer you.
But if you're really on your game as well, you'll do your homework. You'll know their org chart going in. You'll do your homework ahead of time if you're really on your game. When you're having that discovery call, you should already know. You should know the org chart. You should go in and say, hey, you have a great call, you do your whole thing. So look, Is John going to have to be bought in on this thing ultimately? And should I send this over to you and John? They didn't even mention John, by the way. You know the org chart, you know where John stands, and you know from what you know that this is actually should be the person who needs to be bought in, and you can test that. You can test and say, so I think the best follow-up is me, you, and John to get on the phone. John's probably the person who needs to be involved in this thing, right? Yeah, he will have to buy in. Totally got it. Look, let's set up a phone call with me, you, and John, maybe tomorrow or next day. Let me recommend 2 different times. Whatever, right? Point is, you should know that org chart before that call ever happens.
And
you should know.
Any awkwardness you think there is about originating as something that you know about their company, or any awkwardness you think about asking those questions, it's much worse later.
Way worse later. And by the way, if there's awkwardness, you're in the wrong business.
I mean, Rob and I have both closed many deals at the end there where you go around.
Oh my gosh.
But it's less pleasant by a long, long way.
It takes a surgeon.
Yeah.
The truth is, the deals we've done, it's like a miracle. I mean, like when we do it, we don't want to, I mean, I guess it's fun, but
it's exciting.
But if you can avoid it, you know,
we do it because we don't have enough to do around here.
Yeah, sometimes we like to challenge ourselves, but you know, you shouldn't ever be there.
No,
you shouldn't ever be there. You should be way back here and handling it. And you know, in many cases we do, but sometimes we've done it. I mean, sometimes we're invested in the wrong person way down the chain.
And sometimes you'll think you'll have a genuine reason to believe. Sometimes you've been fibbed to a degree or something where they go, yes, I will be signing off.
Or you skated over the questions that you should have asked, and you know, like you kind of
didn't get a full answer.
You didn't really confront and dig and get the information you should have gotten.
Right.
And then you're kind of like, you hang up, and you're like, you know it was there, you know you should have asked it, you didn't, and you're like,
prepare yourself.
Like,
prepare yourself.
What now? What now? You know,
and just pray that they sign off. You know.
Yeah. So look, we've all been there, but I'm telling you right now, I think the number one reason deals don't close, or the number one reason that deals are extended, you took the wrong person too late in the chain, right? And it's a key one, key. So watch out for that. Hopefully this episode was helpful to you. I swear by this exact item. I would encourage you to write it down and test it out. And then, you know, leave comments and give us some feedback. I'd love to hear it. Anyway, we'll have more coming at you soon this week and things like that. If you haven't already, subscribe to the show right in this region here, and hit the like button over in that region there. Okay? And share on social, of course. All right, thanks for watching.